All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our organized play panel here at PaizoCon Online 2024. It's wonderful to see you all. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Alex Speidel. I'm Paizo's organized play coordinator, and I'm joined here by a collection of our wonderful organized play developers to talk about everything coming up for the next we'll call it the next year or so. First, I'm joined today by Jessica Catalan. Jessica, would you like to introduce yourself to the people who maybe didn't see your panel 2 hours ago?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessica Catalan. I'm a senior developer here at Paizo and head of the Starfinder Society. My pronouns are she, her.
Thank you so much. We're going to be talking about both Pathfinder and Starfinder Society today, of course. If you have any questions for us, please drop them in the chat. We'll do a little Q&A at the end. And of course, you can join us on Discord afterwards for our post-panel discussion. But before I start interrogating Jessica about Starfinder Society and what's coming up for us, I figured I would give a really quick overview of what organized play is for those of you who maybe this is your first time hearing about any of this and you'd like to know more. Most people think of tabletop role-playing games as like long-form campaigns or adventure paths and things like that are built for that. But there's lots of people who don't have that time commitment, who want sort of a drop-in, drop-out experience, or who are just looking to play a game at a convention maybe. And that's what organized play is built for. It's, short, anywhere from like 1 to 4 hour adventures. It's flexible for your schedule, flexible for your group. You can sort of play anytime, anywhere with the same character and still be part of an ongoing meta plot. As you play or GM in our organized play programs, you also earn achievement points, which are sort of this meta currency that you can use to unlock special character rewards like some uncommon or rare ancestries. We also have pre-generated characters if you don't want to build your own character, but you just want to sit down at a table and get playing. We now have newly remastered characters as well for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We've done some very good work on those. You can download those at paizo.com. You can also check out our Getting Started pages. If you go to starfindersociety.com/get started or pathfindersociety.com/get started, you can get a brief overview of everything you need to know about our campaigns. It's a really great way to jump in and sort of try out organized play, and I definitely recommend it to people. You can also join one of our many, many games happening this weekend. That's what organized play is. Now let's talk specifically about Starfinder Society. Of course, our organized play for our Starfinder role-playing game here in its first edition for the moment. Jessica is our lead developer. She sort of creates all of the stories and everything for it. And Jessica, this weekend, in about 2 hours, we are launching Starfinder Society Year 7, the Year of Era's End. Can you tell me about the Year of Era's End, please? The people are dying to know.
I would absolutely love to. Right now, here at PaizoCon, we are launching the brand new season of the Starfinder Society. That is the Year of Era's End. This is a big, exciting season for us. It is the last season of the Starfinder Society that will be using Starfinder First Edition rules. Next year, we will be launching right into Starfinder 2nd Edition at launch. That means that this season we are swinging big. We're aiming for the stars. We are wrapping up a lot of ongoing storylines. We're visiting fan favorite locations and characters. We're showcasing big galaxy-changing events that'll give you a sneak peek into the future of Starfinder. And for our meta plot, we will be joining our newly elected First Seeker, Sarmak, as he leads an expedition to an ancient city of the First Ones on Avalon. So our meta plot is low level this year with 3 parts, as much of our other adventures are mid to high level. Our meta plot starts right now with Starfinder Society scenario number 7-1, Intro, the Year of Era's End. This is a levels 1 to 4 scenario written by Laterio Mamalidi. It is we're using an ancient relic known as the Eternity Drive. And using it, First Seeker Sarmak and the Starfinders will launch initial investigations into the First One City of Eternity. So you are tasked with exploring a few interesting sites and making them safe for your more scholarly Starfinder colleagues to get in and do a proper, thorough excavation. During your explorations, you're going to uncover secrets about the fabled First Ones. That is a theme throughout all of our meta plot this year. There are many secrets. And we will clash with a violent Anasite extremist who claims to belong to a group named Those Who Call.
I think we've got some art of that Anasite extremist, actually.
We
You saw
sure
the half-page
do.
art there with Sarmak. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So this is that Anasite you mentioned, Jessica?
Mm-hmm. This is Postulant Call 7.
Fantastic. And we're going to meet them in this introductory adventure, is that right?
You sure will.
Fantastic. And you can, of course, sign up for tables of that right now at PaizoCon. I'm sure we've still got some spots and we can get you in some walk-up seats. So we're launching the Year of Era's End today and this weekend with the introductory adventure. What else is launching at PaizoCon? Do we have perhaps another scenario launching today?
Of course we do. Starfinder Society scenario number 7-2, Zoe versus Zoe. This is a wild and over-the-top scenario for levels 3 to 6, which is written by Jenny Jarzabski.
Hey, I know her.
I know. Somebody, I don't know. For decades, Zoe, that is the undead media mogul, and Zoe, the city, have been engaged in a legal dispute over their shared name. Now, both parties have finally agreed to a trial on the planet of Triaxis to kind of put the matter to rest for good. So you are hired to represent Zoe, the person, at this trial. I see you to make your case to the judge. I believe we have a picture of our judge. Ready your counter argument. Participate in a trial by combat against a team of crack combat lawyers. And smile for the camera in a live broadcast. I am definitely going to shout objection repeatedly at the table. Have fun. When you are done, be sure to check your chronicle sheet on this one. This is a QR code you are going to want to scan, and a pressing question we want your vote on. If you don't play it, get your hands on it anyway, and scan the code, and go answer the question. It will take a moment of your time.
Very excited. I love that judge. They look so regal. And I love, like, this kind of this isn't derogatory. This kind of nonsense is why I got into Starfinder, because we can just do things like have combat lawyers, and I think that's just great.
That looks so cool.
It's so fun. I'm so excited for this one. I love Zoe. This one just seems like a real fun time. And of course, this weekend, speaking of real fun times, we also have a very special adventure launching tomorrow morning, this year's Starfinder Interactive Special. Can you tell me a little bit about what our brave Starfinders might expect tomorrow?
Yes, this is number 699, The End Awakens. It is a levels 1 to 4 adventure written by Joseph Blomquist and Mike Kimmel. You are joining respected Starfinder Palavar, chooser of hues, who we have a picture of to go up there, on a routine planetary survey to a planet that they firmly believe is Krethasgar, that is a missing planet from the Zandite Collective. Unfortunately, this mission goes south real fast as a primordial strain of the swarm suddenly awakens from hibernation on the planet. I wish all of you the best in escaping the planet alive when the end awakens. I seriously want to see it hit Discord everywhere. Did you survive?
Oh my goodness.
Did you die?
We can run a little poll. We got a post special discussion channel. We can run a little poll. Did you survive? Check yes. No.
I survived the swarm.
We should get t-shirts. Oh my gosh, we should get t-shirts. Palavar and a little I survived the swarm t-shirt. So cute. Assuming, that the Starfinders do survive. We might all die tomorrow.
You might.
Anyway, that all sounds super exciting. So it looks like we've got some great stuff on offer this weekend. And of course, the scenarios are going to be available at your local game store and conventions after this weekend when they release next Wednesday. Are there any other scenarios that you're excited about that you maybe want to drop some hints to that we haven't talked about just yet on stream?
I would love to so much. Next month, we have perhaps the most galaxy-shattering adventure of the year. That is Starfinder Society scenario number 7-3, Octurne Asunder. This is a level 7 to 10 adventure written by Christopher Wasco. We have already spoiled that Octurne is hatching in this adventure. The end is nigh, everyone. In Octurne Asunder, you are on site, boots on the ground when Octurne begins to hatch. You want a front row seat. This is it. And, as much as that's a spoiler, there is even more going on in this adventure that I have not even hinted at yet. So I'm going to do that now because I said so.
Sure.
So there is some other god interested in Octurnism there. So we have an image of one of the villains related to this god that should be going up on screen soon.
Yeah.
Is there? There we go. It might have something to do with that. Also, there sure is another new god being introduced in Starfinder 2nd edition. Zonshalin something. I don't know. If you want to know about them and, stuff, you should really play this adventure. So get yourself a table, run Octurne Asunder, play Octurne Asunder, read it if you cannot do either. This is an exciting, important, delightfully gross adventure that you do not want to miss.
Great.
I'm so excited for it.
I'm horrified and thrilled all at once. Just what I want out of my role-playing experiences.
Excellent. Well, okay,
I'm...
if you're playing an adventure on Octurne and it's not at least a little gross, something's wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Octurne is just it's weird and wild, and I'm so excited that like this is one of those scenarios that we can kind of use to set the stage for second edition. So that's really really exciting. Speaking of second edition, I know that is, you know, the hot topic on everyone's minds right now. Starfinder second edition. I want to know what it is. I want to know everything about it. And you just spent an hour talking about like all the rules and stuff. So I'm not going to do that. But I have heard a rumor that there are playtest scenarios coming out. Can you tell the people a little bit about sort of what they are and what they can expect to see out of those when they start to release?
Yeah, so there are 4 Starfinder playtest scenarios releasing alongside the Starfinder playtest for Starfinder 2nd edition. 2 will release at Gen Con, 1 in September, 1 in October. Each is a short single-session adventure that's designed to be played in 2 to 3 hours. Each one is written by a member of the Starfinder team, and these adventures do not assume that you are members of the Starfinder Society. So the first one, Starfinder playtest scenario number 1, Shards of the Glass Planet. This is a level 1 first contact style scenario. It's written by Mike Kimmel. It takes place on the planet of Burnham's Bubble, which until very recently had been encased in an impenetrable force field. Now that bubble is bursting and the shards are raining down on the planet. So you are headed down to explore what you can before the planet's plummeting bubble shards destroy the surface structures on that planet. Starfinder playtest scenario 2, it came from the Vast. This is a level 5 horror-themed scenario written by me. In this adventure, me writing a horror thing, and it's kind of gross, so you're welcome.
Hooray! Can't wait.
In this adventure, you discover a Xenowarden starship, the Bloom, which is careening wildly through packed world space. It's clearly out of control. So you are boarding the starship, you try to help out the crew, and it is immediately obvious something terrible has happened. Spoiler, the Bloom is haunted, and that is the least of your worries. This is a fun one. I'm excited for it.
I think just that the Bloom is haunted, that's the least of your problems, is my favorite scenario, like, tagline of anything. Like, that's the movie poster right
there,
really.
Exactly the first thing that I came up with when I was about this. I was like, yeah, we should do a haunted starship, and that's not the problem.
That's really great. You'll be able to play both of those at Gen Con as well in our wonderful Sagamore Ballroom. Get your hands on the Starfinder playtest rulebook, whip yourself up a character, and then sit down at apparently a truly horrifying adventure. Jessica, I'm noticing a theme in Starfinder 2nd edition where it just starts with, oops, we broke this thing. Should we be concerned?
I mean, you gotta have some fun.
Like we've got the bubble popping, we've got Octurne hatching.
Things too.
I'm concerned. I have concerns. But that's very exciting.
Hatching things is creating something, Alex. It's not just destroying things.
I guess technically, yeah. I'm gonna ask you a question that I don't actually know how you're gonna answer on stream, so this is a fun time for me.
Awesome.
These playtest scenarios, you know, you're taking the lead on them. You're the organized play developer. We're calling them scenarios, even though they don't assume you're Starfinder Society members necessarily. Do we have any sense yet of sort of how they're going to interact with our organized play program at all, or is that something that we're going to trickle out information on later?
Definitely. So our organized play programs want to offer support and rewards for all of you who are supporting Starfinder 2nd edition playtest, for running and playing our playtest modules. That's Cosmic Birthday and Empires Devoured, and all 4 of our playtest scenarios. So if you head to, not right now, in the near future, if you head to starfinderplaytest.com, you can download the Starfinder playtest tracking sheet. You'll also be able to find this in the back of every Starfinder playtest scenario. Each time you GM or play one of these adventures, you will check it off, and at certain thresholds, you will gain a reward. So that reward for Pathfinder Society 2nd edition is gaining access to 2 different Starfinder 2 ancestries that we have not yet announced that we are releasing. Also, they're from a book we also haven't announced yet, so super secretive. You can play these 2 in Pathfinder Society 2nd edition campaign. For Starfinder Society 1st edition, you earn achievement points for each session reported, and you unlock access to the Astrozoan species to use in Starfinder 1st edition. And for Starfinder Society 2nd edition campaign in the future, You'll gain access to special campaign-exclusive backgrounds themed around these playtest adventures. So more information on these backgrounds will be released with the launch of Starfinder Society's 2nd edition.
Very exciting. Thank you so much, Jessica. If folks have more questions about that, you can ask in chat, or you can ask in the post-stream discussion channel, or just drop into one of our AMAs, because I will happily talk about the discussions we've had around these. But that's also super exciting. Thank you so much, Jessica. I'm going to give you a break now until our Q&A session at the end, and I'm going to switch over to talk to my friends in Pathfinder Society. And I'll wait until I see that the stream is updated. Hooray! Hello,
Yay.
Pathfinder Society friends.
Hi,
Welcome.
everybody.
Welcome. Why don't you two introduce yourself to the people before we get into it? Shay, do you want to let people know who you are and what you do?
Sure. Hi, I'm Shay Snow. I am one of the Pathfinder Society developers. I usually handle the meta plot stuff and the special.
And Josh.
And I'm Josh Foster. I am the other Pathfinder Society developer, and I usually handle a lot of the standalone adventures and the quests.
Fantastic. It's wonderful to have you both here, my two Pathfinder Society partners in crime. No crime. We don't do crime.
Never
anymore.
crime.
Never crime. So I want to talk to
Hang
Shay.
on, I gotta put my crime away.
Okay, put your crime away. Shay, I want to talk to you first about the crimes.
Yes.
We, of course, have some wonderful scenarios releasing this weekend, but like straight up, people can go and play them. I'm not interested in them. I want to talk about Pathfinder Society Year 6, which is going to launch at Gen Con, and which a little birdie has told me is called the Year of Immortal Influence. Can you tell me a little bit about them? And maybe we can, I don't know, pop its art on the screen while you chat?
Well, first I need to know what that birdie is so that we can find that birdie and maybe not put it in a cage. In any case,
Her name is Venture Gossip.
Okay, yeah, alright, I know what to do with that one. So yes, it is the Year of Immortal Influence. The God's Reign is happening. Gorham is dying. Gods are throwing themselves all across the universe. And Galarion is having to deal with those repercussions and stuff. And while that's all happening, there's this lady named Hesla Embersplitter who just showed up in Absalom with a ton of money and like no social connections and no family connections and no political connections or nothing. She just is rich. It is just like, hello, I'm here.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, seems legit. She's got Watcher Lord Olson II kind of wrapped around her little finger. And she is banging the drum about the war against Tar-Baphon, against the Whispering Way, or as Venture Gossip has been calling him lately, Old Baffy. She has no fear of Tar-Baphon. So, Hesla is, yeah, she's up to something. Y'all should know that. Y'all should be suspicious of it. I'm sure y'all already are.
I mean, I'm not suspicious of her at all. You know, Hesla, and I think we've got her art. Excuse me, if we want to put it up. But I mean, Hesla's right. The Whispering Tyrant is a huge threat, and we should definitely look at her. She seems very trustworthy.
She's gorgeous,
I like the cut of her
and
jib.
she's amazing, and she is definitely not up to anything.
I think she's great, actually.
Yeah, she's great.
Okay.
You know, one of her friends is a lady named Foulwind, who is running the Peace Builders Alliance, who, has some problems with the Pathfinder Society. So
that's fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
So I know, like
Pathfinders are troublemakers.
They are So I know that this season launches at Gen Con, like I said, and it launches, of course, with an introductory scenario, as always, the intro to the Year of Immortal Influence. Without spoiling the ending of Year 5, which hasn't even come out yet, can you tell the people a little bit about like what the intro is about?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so easy. The intro is everybody's got. There's this very fancy charity dinner. We're all familiar with the concept of a charity dinner. You buy a plate, you show up. The money that you pay for the plate is too much for the food.
Of course.
But it goes to a good charity. And this one specifically is going to benefit the Knights of Lastwall. It's going to buy shields and barding for the horses and pay for scrolls and staves and things like that all the casters need. It's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. everything will be just fine. You're going to have a number of different socialites that show up that are from other noble families that are connected to Mindev,
Sure.
but it's not important.
No.
No.
They're either connected to Mindev or they're connected to Sarkoris, but that's not important. That's fine.
No.
It's not important.
No.
It's so fun.
Coincidence.
It's just a coincidence. And you're going to duel to the death of a pint. You're going to play a few games, jokingly pickpocket some other nobles, and then return their stuff to them and stuff like that. It's just good old innocent fun. Don't pay attention to those demons in the upstairs of Vigil's Hope.
Yeah,
No
that's
demons,
fine.
no
Right,
demons.
what?
No, nothing.
It's fine. Every time Pathfinders go to a party, it goes so smoothly and everything works just fine. So that sounds super fun, and I'm really excited for that intro. What other kind of fun adventures can we expect during the season?
Let's see. So we'll be continuing on this story with Hesla for a little while. We have a few ones called Once in Whispers, Twice in Steel, and things like that. And we also have another really interesting adventure coming out, actually relatively soonish. It's a level 1 to 4, so everybody can get in on it. And it's called Upon Wheels and Rhyme.
Ooh.
And the plot line of that one, try to figure out how much I should give away on this one. The plot line of this one is that Queen Anastasia of Irison had a really cool thing back when she, was the Grand Duchess of Russia. Her family had access to a really cool method of transport that she has decided to see if she can build in Irison.
Yes, blimps.
It's Upon Wheels and Rhyme.
Blimps
And that's
probably have
Rhyme,
wheels.
R-I-M-E.
Oh,
Says
like the wind
blimps
tree.
to me.
Nice. Well, that's very exciting. I'm very excited about some upcoming adventures. I also figured we should talk a minute and bounce backwards and talk a little bit about the end of year 5, our year of unfettered exploration, which we're barreling towards the end now. Can you talk to us about any of that? Maybe show us some art from an upcoming scenario? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, the year of unfettered exploration is coming to an end. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. So the end of unfettered exploration, we have 3 what year
5.
is it? Hi, 518, which is the wrap up of our Equal Exchanges storyline, in which the decemvirate member Chilla is sending you off to the waterfall, is sending you off into her own mindscape to help her disconnect her from dark forces that keep chasing her to the past. And in addition, we have 520, which is the Rakshasa's court, and the mysterious benefactor Nazreha is up to some no good. She's up to some crimes. So it's up to the Pathfinders to kind of get in there and get evidence of it and then confront her, maybe?
I think we've got some art of Nazreha, actually, if you want to
We
put that
do.
up.
We have some art of her. And I think we also have some art of something a little special that she's got sitting in her court.
So
something that she's gotten a hold of that maybe it's a little spooky that she has access to it.
I actually don't know what you're referring to. Is this Nazreha with the purpley dress?
That is Nazreha with the purpley dress.
I love her shoes. Not to be, homosexual and mean, but I do love her shoes. What's the other what's the other art? Because I'm not sure
that
even I
should
know what
be
it is.
her Jistkin automaton.
Oh, those are two separate art pieces. It's just a comma. I thought she was okay. I'm like, that looks like a really squishy automaton.
She is not an automaton. She is just a Rakshasa.
Well, good for her. Maybe we didn't send that art over, so it'll be a surprise for everyone.
It'll be great.
Hey, great. Okay. That's us. Awesome. Well, that all sounds super cool. I'm sure you have much more to say, but I want to come and have a chat with Josh for a minute. And we can talk about scenarios. Yeah, just a minute. I'm timing.
Oh, yeah.
Josh, I know that you have some scenarios you want to talk about, maybe tied into some upcoming events. But I think one of your primary responsibilities are the Pathfinder quests that we release. So,
Indeed.
what are Pathfinder quests, and how are they different from our traditional scenarios?
So quests are very similar to scenarios in that Pathfinder sends you on a mission, but it's only going to be 2 hours. So let's say maybe you've got an after-school program or something in a library that closes a little early. You can't get that full 4 or 5 hours in. This is a way to get some gaming in. Just expand your options. They're basically half the credit of a scenario. So 6 of them will get you a level, the same way 3 scenarios will get you a level. All the rewards are basically cut in half, so you're not losing anything by playing them.
Nice.
And we found that it's actually a good time length for younger players, which I think leads into our next bit.
Yeah, and I know that some of these actually have an all ages tag on them, and I think I can surmise what that is, but if you want to talk a little bit about that, as you alluded to.
So our normal content is a PG-13. It's pretty broadly appealing, but younger players especially could find some of the violence a little too intense, or some of the undead scenarios a little too much for them.
You think the Starship horror is maybe a little too spooky for the 10-year-olds?
a scotch. But rather than having to guess and figure out, will this work for my after school program for elementary school or what have you? We figured a tag would be a really good way to show that, hey, we vetted this. We think the content is suitable for everyone. There's going to be a lot of non-violent solutions, or any fights that break out aren't going to be serious injuries. A lot of non-lethal things that happen. The monsters in there are not so intense that they're going to cause nightmares. But at the same time, it's all ages. We want them to be fun for everyone. So if you're playing alongside your little cousin, you're both going to have a good time. And you're not going to give your cousin nightmares from the horror starship.
I mean,
fantastic.
Sometimes they need it.
But that's the idea in a nutshell. And we do have some coming out pretty soon. We put out Quest 18, which was exchange students, which brings us back to the Magambia.
Yes.
Anyone who's played Strength of Thousands will have some fun traipsing around there. But we have Lucas Servidia, who's done a lot of work with our academy, which was the younger players program at some of our conventions, writing the Dassaline Academy's Show Must Go On, where their play is going wrong, and the PCs have to save it while it's going on. So I think that'll be a lot of fun for anyone who wants to play it.
Yeah, I love. So first of all, I have a PFS character who is literally an exchange student from Magambia. So you've ripped him off. I will be suing you. But
sorry.
like, also, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for another Dassaline Academy, especially like a quest like this, an all ages quest. I think is just like the perfect thing to like just have some absolute madcap fun. I'm super excited about it. That one I believe actually launches at Gen Con, so you'll be able to play that if you're joining us in Indianapolis.
Indeed.
Can you tell us anything about any other upcoming adventures you might be cooking up? Maybe something a little less all ages, maybe?
Yeah, we're still doing things that are in line with the footsteps of horror, a little more serious. We have the Elsewhere Feast, where the PCs are whisked away to a terrible fey realm, where its capricious leader is just looking for amusement. Every day lasts 10 years, so this week-long feast is going to be 70 years if they don't find a way to get out.
Oh boy.
It's It's very interesting. Mark Malcolm wrote that, and it's his first work for us. So I think that'll be little more on the horror side of Fae than the pranking side. And we also have
sounds a little darker.
Yeah, another work coming out from Shan Wolf, who's putting together a sort of infiltration into some thugs who want to get one over on the Pathfinder Society. We're trying to open up some stuff out of Ravenel, and they kind of wish that Cheliax was still in charge. And we need to steal back what they've stolen before they realize just how dangerous it is what they have. So basically a bunch of ciphers that could let Cheliax know what's going on with the society all across the Inner Sea. We know how much Cheliax likes the Pathfinder Society, so nothing bad will happen there.
Yeah.
But very, very sneaky infiltration. That'll be a lot of fun too.
That's fun.
But
and I know you do some work developing scenarios as well with Shay. What do you have coming up there? And in particular, anything coming up related to, say, world-shattering events happening soon, like some sort of reigning god stuff?
I know that a god is dying, and wouldn't it be crazy that if in the middle of a briefing, you look up in the sky and Akachek has a blade through Gorham? Just right there in the middle of a briefing when you thought you were going to be doing some routine maintenance of the ley lines.
Do you get to go home for that, or do you get overtime?
They should be getting overtime because the God's Reign happens all over the Three Gates Lodge. And there's some cleanup duty that the players... This will be... Rain Falls on the Mountain of Sea and Sky. This will be available at Gen Con, and you're going to have some cleanup duty.
Yeah.
So
Josh has two author trademarks: interrupting briefings and incredibly long titles.
I love interrupting briefings, but that's going to be written by our own Luis Loza, or it has been written by our own Luis Loza. So our God's Reign scenarios, the early part, just to keep this whole event under wraps, are all in-house by some of the people who are very foundational in creating the events. We have Michael Sayre taking us to the edge of the Mana Waste. I don't believe we've done much in the Mana Waste.
No, we haven't.
And seeing what some crazy God's Reign shenanigans gets up there. And as we've seen from the art that was just displayed of Cassie Azrael out of Rahadum, well, you'd think that a nation that hates gods would really, really, really like it when one of them dies. The problem is when the God's Reign happens, now some people who hate divine powers have divine powers.
Whoops.
And if it was some of Cassie Azrael's star pupils, you have a very biased society against divine powers, and we might need to smuggle them out. Whoops. So she might be calling in some favors. And that might give access to some feats that people haven't had access to, that only Cassie Azrael can teach.
Oh, yes, I'm sure that making friends with her would be very beneficial.
Written by our own star editor, Saul St. John, who leads all of the Pathfinder Society editing, and it's
fantastic. Now, listen, I want to get to some new information. I want to get to some Q&A, but I want to ask you one more question, Josh, real quick. I know that a lot of people are asking questions about if they will be able to use Mythic rules in Pathfinder Society. Do you have any news for those poor, struggling people?
Well, I heard that a certain Eruxi with the Verdant Wheel was growing some berries somewhere, and they got splashed with a lot of silver ichor. And if you eat one, you temporarily gain mythic powers. I wonder if we could use that in the future scenario.
That'll probably never come up again.
Nah, I imagine not.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Josh and Shay, for talking about Pathfinder Society. Of course, folks can join Pathfinder Society games this weekend or enjoy the launch of Year 6 at Gen Con. I'm going to see if we can bring Jessica in here to talk about maybe some new options that are available to folks before we get into our Q&A, and I open this wonderful little Google Doc. Again, if you've got questions for us, please go ahead and drop them in chat, and our wonderful moderators will put them in a secret Google Doc for me. Everyone's here. Hello.
Hi.
So we, of course, sanctioned Howl of the Wild when it released this week, as well as Mechageddon, but Eagle Eye fans may have noticed some new boons in the Boons store as well, which you can purchase with your hard-earned achievement points. Jessica, I think there's a couple new ones for Starfinder Society. Anything you want to say to the people about the new Year 7 boons?
Muted.
Oh, you're muted.
I was muted for all your guys talking. I totally forgot.
No.
I sure can talk. You'll even hear me now.
Yeah.
So we just wrapped up season 6 of the Starfinder Society. And we have a boon to celebrate all of the hard work that we have done in the Year of Fortune's fall. So there's a Finitrium themed boon. You may have been fighting a lot of bad guys and going, I really don't like those abilities you have, those Finitrium ones. Well, now you can have them too. So go give that a check. Also, we all know First Seeker Sarmak is leading us on an expedition to the City of Eternity to check out and learn about the first ones. So there is a special boon. The first one's scholar. You're knowing all that kind of things. You're really interested in it. You are ready to head there. This is the boon for if you want to take part in our metaplot this year. It'll be a great big help.
Fantastic. Josh, I was looking at the Pathfinder Society boons and I noticed a couple new toys, maybe some new special materials I can have all of a sudden. What up with those?
Well, we got this shiny new GM core book, and while a lot of stuff in there had already been sanctioned, I was wondering why not let people mess with some of these special materials? So now you can mess with those special materials.
Yeah, get yourself some adamantine weapons, maybe some Dawn Silver weapons, maybe even some Peachwood.
Go crazy!
Go
No
wild.
qual, no qual, no qual,
no,
qual.
no. Banned, blocked. And last, Shay, I actually have a weird question for you. I was looking through the boon list, as I do on a weekly basis. I count all of the boons to make sure that they're all there, because that's my job. That's my only job duty, is making sure all the boons are still in the store. I noticed there was one missing. Do you know where my Poppet boon went?
Well, I deleted it because poppets
Why?
are free. Because poppets are free. I freed the poppets. They're free. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want, wherever they want.
When you say free, what do you mean by free?
You don't have to spend any more ACP to play a poppet in society.
Oh no.
Oh,
But also they're free. Poppets are allowed to do whatever they want
Yes.
now.
What a perfect timing, just in time for the Great Toy Heist releasing next month on Free RPG Day.
Ah!
Hooray! Puppets for everyone.
Poppets for all.
What an exciting time. Well, I guess I'll just have to remove that from my weekly checklist. Puppets are free for everyone, effective immediately. Play a puppet at PaizoCon. That's fine. Let's party.
Be a puppet.
Let's see. All right. Let's look at some of the questions that got dropped. We've answered some of them. We talked about if we're getting Mythic and PF2. The answer is yes. Jessica, I know we kind of touched on the Octurne Asunder scenario, talking about the lead up to Starfinder 2. Are there any other scenarios you want to drop hints that might lead to things in SF2, or are you going to stay mum on that front for the moment?
There are so many scenarios that provide lead up to SF2. So literally all of our metaplot, you should really play our metaplot this year. It's important. Also 7.3, of course, with Octurne Asunder. 7.4 shows us maybe something that's going to be happening going forward on I just lost my train of thought. Excellent. Cool.
Is that the
You should
diaspora?
play 7.4.
No.
You should definitely play 7.5, which is in the diaspora and is another very important one. And then a whole bunch that we haven't announced yet. So
Oh, 704. Shoot, I just forgot it too. The
Tabard Minor.
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, it's the Copaxi place.
Yeah, so a lot of our scenarios this year are bringing scenario storylines to a close, right? We're going to touch on, oh gosh, so many. We're going to hit up Salvation's End this year. We're going to check out Rasheen's Treasure. Some of you have been on the hunt for that for a while. Ooh. We're going to do all kinds of things like that, but we're also, in addition to wrapping up and closing stories, some of these stories that are closing and some other things that are occurring in the setting that are pushing us forward into second edition. So there are definitely lots of scenarios that include, if not just a nod to something, a direct lead into some SF2 for sure.
Super exciting. Definitely a really important year for Starfinder, I think, and definitely something that I think maybe people, even if they miss out this year, might come back later and say, "Oh man, I should play that scenario," because clearly they were doing some setup there. So
I sure was.
super exciting. Let's see. I think most of the questions we had in chat we already kind of answered because we knew exactly what people wanted to know. Do you all have any questions you want to ask each other for the entertainment of people? I don't know. I have a few minutes to kill before we throw to the next panel.
Well, I want to talk about another thing that's coming up this year.
Great, do it.
Because we talked about Tarbafon, and we talked about the Whispering Way and everything.
Yes.
And I just want to let y'all know, in the middle of the Fangwood Forest in Nearmythus, there is a Leshy graveyard called the Compost Forest, and it surrounds a little city called the Compost Watch. Surely nothing can go bad there.
No.
So be sure to keep an eye out for Pathfinder Society 606 Rotten Apples, which is written by our own Josh Foster.
Ooh.
Who would give me such responsibility?
Also, Upon Wheels and Rhyme, I forgot to mention it, and Josh mentioned all of his authors. But Upon Wheels and Rhyme will be written by Dave Nelson, which it is his first Pathfinder Society scenario. So I'm excited for that. Hey, Jessica, this is a question that I keep getting asked, and I thought you might be able to help me out with it. Are we going to see Pathfinder and Starfinder crossover in the future at some point?
Well, we've done one in the past, and they didn't even have the same rule set. So, I mean, at some point, theoretically, it's possible.
I would like to see it.
I am going to say there are no plans for that yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, fans, and assume that it's me saying yes. But yes, boy, oh boy, when we have the same rule system, we could do some crazy stuff. We could do interconnected storylines. We could do group specials. I don't even know.
Yeah.
How much money do we think people would pay in charity dollars to play Skittermanders in Pathfinder Society?
So, all of the money.
Oh boy.
All of it.
At least it's for a good cause.
You back off. Get your own cute thing.
We have those. They're called puppets, and we freed them.
We also freed the Leshies. We're out of cute things. We have to steal yours now. Sorry.
I do want to pitch one more scenario as well. So if a lot of people seem to enjoy 503 Hydemark Heist. That author, Hilary Moon Murphy, is going to be writing a repeatable in the Forest of Spirits, where a kami is just sort of cut off a village, and why? Got to figure that out. And it should be interesting. So if you enjoyed her work before, it's going to be more of that good stuff.
Ooh.
Wow, hold on. I did see a comment in chat that I want to respond to. Someone has posted, and I think they're about to get the answer that they weren't looking for. Someone has posted the sentence, "Let me have to explain why I'm on Galarian." Shay, would you like to make an expression in response to that? Thank you very much. That's it.
I see a question I can answer. I see, will the Starfinder Society first year for 2nd edition start at the same time as Starfinder 2nd edition launches? Yeah, it will. Starfinder Society will be launching at the same time as Starfinder 2nd edition. We are hopping right in. We will have multiple adventures for you at launch, and stuff's going on.
Yeah, I'm super excited for
obviously can't promise more details.
Yeah, I'm excited for next Gen Con when like the system officially launches and we'll have the new Starfinder Society. I'm also just really excited to start talking about it. But I can't do any of that yet because of my own rules. So soon.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all of the questions in chat that I'm interested in answering. And yes, I'm deliberately ignoring some of them. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, should I talk about the thing I showed you earlier, or should I just show the people the thing I showed you all earlier?
Yes.
I can do that real quick. I have a little toy that I'm taking with me to Gen Con this year. This is not a product for sale necessarily, but I have with me a lovely little sheet of some beautiful Starfinder pawns, which we're going to use for the demos. They're gorgeous. Pay no
Starfinder
attention. Pay no attention
fonts.
to any spiky purple boys on there. They're fine.
Ah,
Delightful.
Anyway, it's fine. We are just about at our time, so I think we can go ahead and say goodbye to the people. If you all would like to sign off, let people know where they can find you. Just as a reminder for everyone, before I let them sign off individually, we'll be doing sort of a post-panel hangout. We'll be on the Discord, so if you have any questions that you would like to continue to badger us with, you can do so there. If you want to try to wring some more spoilers out of us, pop off there. I think all of us have Ask Me Anything channels on the Discord as well, where you can come and ask us questions all weekend about whatever you want, up to and including anything we talked about here. Yeah, if you all want to sign off, I will go left to right on my screen. So Shay, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people. Hi, I'm Shay Snow. You can find me at my AMA all day, every day. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You will also be able to find me throughout the con on various panels tomorrow. I would like to point out very specifically, I'm going to be doing Back Matter Speed Round. That will be on a Discord stage. And as for everywhere else on the internet, you can find me at Spells and Sugar.
Hooray! Jessica.
Hey everyone, I'm Jessica Catalan. You can find me on multiple panels today on a pre-recorded streamed game airing sometime today, time zones. You can also find me on another PaizoCon panel tomorrow with the rest of the Starfinder team. And you can check me out on our Discord, Ask Me Anything. And if you are done with PaizoCon, I am on most social media as D20 Diaries.
Yay, and Josh.
Hi. Goodbye, everyone. I will be embarrassing myself at Shay's noon event tomorrow. So much as I did today, I didn't fall so far behind James Jacobs, which I am counting as a win. I will be at the Whimsy panel tomorrow at 3 and the Balancing Encounters panel
Hey,
Sunday at 3.
What was that?
Yeah, someone else might be
Hey.
there.
What was that?
Not
That
that.
was weird. There was a
That's
weird image.
weird.
I don't know. Don't worry
What
about
was
that. Carry on,
Huh.
Josh.
That was strange.
That was strange.
Who knows?
I don't know. It's fine.
And there's also a narrative game, I believe, Sunday at 4 that you can watch Shay and I do terrible things.
Is it Sunday or is it tomorrow?
It might be tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just a little guy in that game.
Watch us abuse enemies with 20th level spellcasters.
Woo! Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm Alex Speidel. I'm Paizo's Organized Play Coordinator. You can find me on the Discord all weekend. That's my job. I just live there now. That's my home. Please join us this PaizoCon. Play some games, hop in some games. We've got tons of stuff that's new player friendly, tons of stuff that we'd love to get you into. If you've never tried Pathfinder Society or Starfinder Society before, we have wonderful GMs who will take care of you. So please come and join us. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you at future conventions as well, or at your local game store. You can find stuff online on our website, or just contact us and we'll get you in touch with the folks near you. So yeah, thank you all so much. If you want to hang out with me and do some Jackbox nonsense later, 8 p.m. tonight on Discord, I'm going to do special Pathfinder edition of Quiplash along with a couple of other games. I will be drinking cider. I'm not legally liable for anything that happens there. And yeah, otherwise you can find me on the internet under my name, Alex Speidel. Talk to me about games, reality television, or unionizing your workplace. So with that, thank you all so much for joining us. We will go ahead and sign off and turn it off to whatever panel is next. I didn't look at the schedule before this, and now I don't know. So enjoy whatever's coming next.